Kind of a rough last day in government for Elon Musk, who showed up to the Oval Office for some kind of send-off with a black eye just hours after new bombshell reporting on allegations of his voracious drug use. In a lengthy article citing people familiar with his activities, the New York Times reports that Musk's drug consumption went well beyond occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine, a powerful anesthetic, that it was affecting his bladder, a known effect of chronic use. I learned that today from the New York Times. Didn't know that. He took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms, and he traveled with a daily medication box that held about 20 pills, including ones with the markings of the stimulant Adderall, according to a photo of the box and people who have seen it. The Times adds that while his drug use on the campaign trail was more than occasional, it is unclear whether he was taking drugs when he became a fixture at the White House this year. Now, NBC News does not independently verify the Times reporting, but when NBC asked the White House if it sought drug testing for Musk before his government employment began, the White House did not directly respond. Musk was asked about the reporting today in the Oval, jumping in before the question was even done.
The president mentioned that you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at Doge. There's this.
Well, some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room were the slingers.
Well, so there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate? Is it the same organization?
I got to check my Pulitzer. My Pulitzer counter.
It is. I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times. Let's move on.
Okay. Then
next question.
Trump.
For the record, the Pulitzer Times one has not been rescinded, and it was about the Trump-Russia connection. A judge ruled that Trump's defamation suit against the Pulitzer Board over awards given to coverage of Russian interference in the 2016 election can proceed, but that's all. Teddy Schleifer covers billionaires for the Times. He's covered Elon Musk extensively, and he joins me now. Teddy, I know it was your two colleagues that put this piece out today. You've been doing a lot of reporting on Musk and know him well and reported on him. I mean, I got to say, it was kind of... Well, it was one jaw-dropping revelation after another, and I just kept thinking, this guy's life seems like a lot. There are multiple custody battles over children with multiple women. There seems to be, according to the Times reporting, a very significant amount of drug use that even disturbed people in his life. And he's got like 10 jobs, I guess.
Yeah, and then there's the black eye, Chris. We can't forget that Elon took from one of those kids, apparently. Look, he has a obviously a sprawling social life, and the reason why I think it matters for viewers or for Donald Trump or for Tesla or SpaceX shareholders is these companies are really the Elon Musk show. As we saw with Doge, it is the Elon Musk show. As we see with Tesla, a lot of people buy stock in Tesla because they believe in Elon Musk's. So his personal life is very much commingled with his corporate life, and it's impossible to assess Elon's ability to lead these companies if you don't know things about how many drugs he is doing.
I mean, there's also independent reporting. There's a little bit of like a common sense alarm that goes off in my head about the following. This is an individual who has 5 or 6 companies he's running, right? The Boring Company and Neuralink and Tesla and SpaceX. And he's also running this operation at the government. He's got a video game system installed in the office that he gets in the EOB while he's apparently taking a lot of drugs and is managing a private life that involves like over a dozen children with multiple women. Like at a certain point, it starts to feel like, can he really be doing all this? Actually?
Well, I mean, there's been some credible reporting that he's not even really playing the video games, so I think that's an important caveat here on the Elon Musk resume. That could be the most damaging thing I say today. But look, I mean, Musk clearly is a believer that there's in the Messiah complex here, right? The reason why he got involved in the Trump campaign is because he believed that he could save Western civilization from the problems of illegal immigration and crime, and only he can fix it. He even even said, that if he lost in Wisconsin in that judicial race earlier this year, that American Western civilization would crumble. The reason why he is so overextended, I think, is related to the way he sees his role in the world, which is, if I don't create Tesla, no one's going to create Tesla. If I don't create XAI, no one's going to create XAI. And if I don't save, America from crippling deficits and debt, then Donald Trump is cooked. So, the reason why he is, in fact, having so many children based on our reporting is in part because of this belief that, he is the type of person who should kind of continue to populate the world. So these things are not just coincidental. He is doing all these things motivated by a core belief in kind of his own power.
There's a really interesting nugget in this reporting that speaks to what I think is sort of a scandal, or at least as alleged. That Mr. Musk's aerospace firm SpaceX is a large government contractor. It must maintain a drug-free workforce, which, by the way, is a program I have some real policy objections to. It administers random drug tests to its employees, but Mr. Musk has received advanced warning of the tests, according to people close to the process. SpaceX did not respond to questions about those warnings. That's a pretty notable find in the reporting there.
Yeah, I mean, my colleagues, Kirsten and Megan, did a great job of excavating that fact. And obviously, that would be true even if Elon Musk was not at the Department of Government Efficiency, right? I mean, He is going to be leaving, going back to SpaceX, today or tomorrow, or maybe is already there. And that you would think that if SpaceX read this New York Times story, their policies might change, but maybe not.
SpaceX, by the way, we should say in the new budget, some of the details of which we got further today, later in the day, would likely stand to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of enormous cuts to NASA that are being proposed by Donald Trump as Elon Musk goes out the door. Just one of the many obvious conflicts, probably the biggest in terms of government contracts with Elon Musk and the government. Teddy Schleifer of the New York Times. Thank you so much.